We make a decent amount of money selling old technology, housewares, and really random things like this mist mate pump on eBay. Let us show you what sold this weekend.
Welcome back to our channel, everybody, or if it's your first time here, welcome. My name is Melinda, and this is my hairy husband, Adeen.
Hi.
And we are Hustlin' Hooks here and over on Instagram. We are back with another weekend What Sold, where we go over what sold between Friday and Sunday every weekend.
We do that for a couple of reasons. One, it gives you ideas of what type of items are selling for us and that you may find in your local area to sell for yourself, to make money, to reduce your debt, to increase your lifestyle, whatever, just for the fun of it. Or like us, maybe you decide one day to continuously build it up into maybe a multi-million-dollar business in the future. So that's totally up to you.
So we sell a variety of items. We don't specialize in anything other than things that will make us a decent net profit after it sells. That's our only rule, and this weekend that covered numerous different categories, completely random stuff. We're gonna go over all of it, but really anyone, if you wanna have a niche, if you want to sell anything, this is a lot of random stuff to give you a good amount of ideas on what is selling out there.
For certain, we track it all in our spreadsheet. So we've talked about our spreadsheet before. I'll link it down below again. There are a couple of videos you can watch about it, but basically it's a one time, one place that you can get all your master inventory on record, get all of your cost of goods, all your sales recorded, so you know exactly how much money you're making every day, every week, every month, every quarter, and you're always tax ready. The one thing that was super different between this weekend and last weekend, like last weekend we sold I think 10 or 12 pairs of shoes, and then this weekend we sold 2 pairs of shoes. So you just never know. eBay is just an interesting thing in general. You just never know how it's going to go. Anyways, let's jump into what sold for us over the weekend. I'll go first this time. So I want to cover some media first. So if you watched the last What Sold video, you know that we bought a bunch of CDs. If you're out hunting for CDs, just make sure you're not paying a lot for them because they're really not worth that much. What we did is we put them by genre or by artist, and by artist seems to be selling the best for us. First, these 3 Metallica CDs sold. One of them was a double album, but it was missing 1 CD, so this sold for $14 and some change. We have 75 cents into this bundle. Moe, which I've never heard of before, M-O-E period. These 4 sold for $16 shipped. Media mail is great for selling media because it's super cheap to ship with. Typically we're paying $2.89 to $4 depending on how many CDs we're selling out. So again, $1 into these, they sold for $16 shipped. We have Kid Rock, who doesn't remember this legend out of Detroit. Kid Rock is very offensive. I think 2 out of 4 CDs he's showing the bird. These 4 sold for $20 shipped, and again, $1 into them. And then last, the most expensive bundle this time around was this Pink Floyd 4 albums, The Wall, Wish You Were Here, the classics, the really good Pink Floyd CDs. Someone actually sent me a message on these and asked if I would sell them all for $16. I said no thank you. A day later, they sold for $25 shipped, again $1 into them. One thing to keep in mind, when you're looking at these CDs, make sure that the titles are really strong. You know, Kid Rock, Metallica, Pink Floyd, those are really strong artists and they command a decent price, and there's a lot of people looking for those types of albums or artists. As far as pricing, they're typically worth only $3 to $5 each, so you can definitely sell them individually if you want to. But for us, it doesn't really fit into our business model. We don't really want 17 sales at $2 profit a sale. It just doesn't fit in with us. So what we did is just bulk them up, and they've been going really well so far. We're actually relatively surprised how quickly they're selling, and we have tons of them to go. So I would not pay more than $1 per CD unless it was like really good CDs. I wouldn't pay more than $1. I probably wouldn't even pay $1, more like that 25-cent range. So just a tip when it comes to this old media. 2 more sales I'm going to cover before I give it right back to Melinda. The first one was this 3-game bundle. Got about $1 into each one of these games from a bulk buy. Bulk buy just meaning I bought a console with a bunch of games. These took a while, but they sold for $20 shipped, and they'll ship for first class about $5 for shipping. And the last one I'll cover is this I have to read it because I honestly have no idea what this thing is. Video editing DVD maker USB. Whatever that is, I really don't know. But it's a cable with one type of wire on one side and another type of wire on the other side. We have nothing into this. This just came with a big store buyout. We did it a long time ago. This took a little while to sell. This only sold for $12.99 shipped, which is perfectly fine. It's about a $10 profit. After fees and taxes, we'll make enough for a quick lunch at Burger King. Anyways, out the door, super easy to ship. Back to Melinda. Here's how we packed up all those CDs and those video games. We just bubble wrapped them all, and then we just place them inside these poly mailers. Melinda will demonstrate as such. You put it in, and then you remove the strip. Very, very well done. Professional like. Fold that baby over. Tap, tap, tap. You gotta tap, tap, tap. Tap, 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 tap. There you go. Write what it is, and there it goes. Easy. They already have cases around them. We already wrote in the description that some of the cases might have some light damage to them, so if they chip a little bit, that's perfectly fine.
All right, I'm going to cover housewares and then some miscellaneous stuff. First, we have this bad boy. This was a piece that I found at a new thrift store that I happened across on a sourcing day. It just, as always, it looks old. I usually look it up. It was interesting. I hadn't seen one like this before. It's an old slow cooker, but the square rectangle caught my eye. So we had this listed on eBay for a little bit, and I decided I was going to cross list it over to Marketplace as well as Etsy. So I put it on Facebook for $50, and then they would pay $20 shipping. And someone commented, "You can buy these new for $30, lol." So don't listen to them, because this sold the very next day for full price of $75 on eBay. Never let somebody else tell you how to run your business. If you have everything backed up by data, comps, history, then you have to trust yourself. I politely told this person that she was welcome to move along and keep scrolling. We have money in the bank, and she can go get a new slow cooker for $30. Everybody wins. We had only $7 into that slow cooker. And another awesome thing is that it's going to be shipping within the same state, so it's going to be very cheap to ship as well. So a combination of updating that listing on eBay helped also, but it didn't hurt to get it in front of different eyes either. This was a very quick seller for us. This is a steamer revireware. So this is 3 quarts on the bottom, and the top one has the steamer insert. It's not a full double boiler. You do see those with like the 3 stacked up, but just these 2 pieces we picked up for $14 on a Friday estate sale that we went to, and it sold today on Facebook Marketplace for $58. That does cover free shipping for them, which was a prepaid label on Facebook. This was another quick turnaround. I picked this up off Facebook Marketplace for $8. Someone was selling it. It is a Le Creuset. It's a gratin casserole dish. Pretty, I would say medium size, and the lettering is a little worn on the bottom, so I tried to catch it in the light. But made in France, Le Creuset does well for us. It sold a day after listing it for $55, free shipping. This is a really random sale, and it was a really random pickup. I was just at Goodwill sourcing, and I saw this, and I thought it was hilarious. So I picked it up. I checked comps. Nothing crazy, you know, between like $30, $40. New. It was $4 at our local thrift. So I picked it up, and it's been a couple weeks, and it did sell for $35. So not bad. It's also very light, so it may ship first class.
Look at the graphics in this thing. This is like totally 90s. Like, look at her. She's just like, I'm hot. I'm going to mist myself off real quick.
It's honestly not a bad idea. I was like, oh, I can see how this would work, but I thought it was funny specifically because of that graphic. And I had a little conversation at the checkout with the women. They also thought it was funny, and they thought, oh, the things that sold. And I said, agreed. And last, some of my homegirls. These are Monster High, sold as a set. They're having a sleepover. We'll pop up the official name of them. I think it's like Sleep Something Monster High. In really great condition. I don't have the bed supports to stack it like a bunk bed, but I did include the bed in the listing. Somebody actually asked us a couple of days ago if we would split up the dolls, and we declined to do so. And then a few days later, we sold it for $67.45. And at this point, we don't have anything into them because we've already covered the full cost of our purchase price on all of these dolls. Adin is going to be right back. He's going to go over some electronics that sold this weekend. Here's a quick recap of how everything we just went over is going to be packed. This is the lei Creuset. We just put lots and lots of bubble wrap around that. We definitely want to make sure it gets there safe. And we found a box that fits it perfectly. Ta-da! So we are going to cover up this ice box, and this box contains dry ice because we don't know how that affects the shipping, and it doesn't contain those. So we're going to take some blank stickers and just put it over that. Here is the Revereware pot. Very simple. Pots and pans. Don't have to worry about them breaking. We just put them in brown craft paper, wrap them up, and they're good to go. So this was just at £1, but we don't really want this new packaging to get bent, so we did decide to put it in a box, and we'll just put brown paper around it, fill in the void, box it up, and it'll be on its way. Here are the Monster High dolls. There are 2 sets of 2 dolls wrapped up nice in there. The accessories are underneath, and then this is well protected here, the beds. Nothing really should break in there, but just to make sure. And then of course we'll fill the void with brown paper. And this is the slow cooker. So very, very bubble wrapped. And we also have this padding around the box. This box came with this padding, and we're going to just fill in void space and we'll box it up. All of these boxes were free, mostly from neighbors. Sometimes we do get them from recycling down the street at the shop. We know the people, the nice gentlemen who work there and own the shop, and they always let us sort of take boxes out of their recycling. So we don't pay for boxes at all, 0 cost into those.
I'm not covering women's clothing this video, which is very exciting for me because I don't know anything about women's clothing. I am going to tell you one thing. Sometimes when you're doing these private picks, like we've said before, it's alright to pay up for stuff, especially if it's in demand and you can make a good profit on it. So one of these items we actually paid up for. The rest of them we got thrifting or off of Facebook Marketplace. Let's get into some electronics. And as the video title suggests, electronics make us a lot of money on eBay. So let's take a look at what's sold. So the first one is this Alesis DM5 high sample rate 18-bit drum module. And you might ask yourself, what is a 18-bit drum module? And I'll reply with, I don't know what an 18-bit drum module is, but I do know that it sold for $205. You have $100 into it. So after all the fees and expenses, it's about a $50 to $60 net profit, which we're very happy with. This is from that private pick of a gentleman that's a repeat customer of ours. We were not able to test this because we don't have anything to really plug it into. It's a vintage piece of electronic, but I did work with one of my technicians. He took it apart, checked all the connections in there, and everything was working flawlessly. So we're very confident this is going to be one happy customer. The next customer paid us $69 shipped for this Sony boombox. Monda and I actually both found this at the same time, and we were negotiating a pickup with the seller off of local Facebook Marketplace deal. So Monda ended up picking it up for $10. It's going to cost about $15 to $20 to ship it out. It is bulky and heavy, but that's okay. We've sold a lot of these boomboxes before, and they're usually a pretty fast seller for us. The next buyer gave us 70 of their hard-earned dollars for this keyboard. It's a Microsoft wireless keyboard. These do well for us. We sold the 7000 version for $200 shipped. This one sold for $70 shipped. We picked it up for $6 at our local Goodwill. It's in like new condition. The wireless piece and the original batteries are still sealed. However, the keyboard did have a little bit of dust on it, so I labeled it as marked, or I marked it as used, just to make sure that the item is as described. So If it's near mint condition, but we're not 100% sure, we're just going to call it used. Next up, we have an Etsy sale. So we do crosslist some of our vintage electronics, vintage items on Etsy. $105 for free shipping is what this basic Panasonic VCR sold for. Monda found this and a vintage small TV for $30 total. So we have 15 into this one with the remote. It sold relatively fast for us, which we're really always happy with. And this one is heavy. This is a really good sale. It does come with the power cord, the audio video cables. We ordered a remote for $10 shipped for it because we didn't have it originally, and we had a blank tape. So all in all, we have about $35 into this unit. This one sold for $196 shipped, which is a pretty awesome sale. It sold for that much because it's not only a DVD VCR combo unit, but it's a DVD recorder and a video cassette recorder combo unit, and those tend to do really well for us. Anytime that we have a DVD VCR combo unit or even a VCR, we always do look up to see if we can find a replacement remote for it. It usually raises the total value of the item, and it also typically sells faster for us with the remote. And when we get these, we usually pick them up for $1 or $2, sometimes cheaper at garage sales, but we always include one if we have one of these combo units. Next up, we picked up this Hello Kitty boombox, CD player, cassette player combo. It's in pretty rough shape. There's discoloring on it. The antenna tip is broken off, or actually the entire antenna is missing. We still decided to pick it up. It has denting on the side. Even with this, in this condition, Hello Kitty just has a really strong following, and it took less than 7 days to sell. I'll pop up the number of days that it took to actually sell this unit. It works fine, but again, it's just beat up. We did have an extra cord as well for it. It didn't come with one. Happy to see it go that fast for $48 shipped. We did sell the exact same model in the past for $63 shipped, but because of the condition, obviously, we lowered the price, and again, someone just got a really good deal on it, and they might not mind the damage and the dings for it, so happy to see it go. Monda's going to come back, and she's going to share the rest of miscellaneous sales.
Alright, so I have miscellaneous, which is mostly clothing. So these are Dada Supreme shoes. Dean picked these up a while back. He picked them up for $15 while he was on a work trip in Indiana. They sat for a very long time, and they just sold for $40 shipped. So not the biggest profit margin. We probably wouldn't pick them up again unless we checked comps first. These Merrills were a quicker sell. We paid about $6 for them, and they sold for $25 on Posh. They're going to pay shipping on those. This one is super random. This we have nothing into. It was just a part, and it sold for $10. It's just a remote for like a home spa, so a replacement remote. These rollerblades, these sat for a while, but the reason is they're mismatched sizes. So they sat for a while waiting for the right person with different size feet to come along and want some rollerblades. They ended up selling for $47, and we have $6 into them. Couple pants. These are Nike dry fit, high-waisted yoga pants. We picked these up for $4 at the local thrift, and they sold for $24. This is a New With Tags James Dean shirt. This is from the Rally Roots mystery box, and we allocated $20 for this shirt. It sold for $50. These are some men's Madewell jeans, $5 at our local thrift, and we took an offer of $30. They pay shipping on Posh. All right, and then this last one, this should be less than a 24-hour sell, I think, if it pops up here. And it's these Nike Tempo shorts. We just have been picking these up pretty consistently for $4 to $5 a pair. They were $4, but now our thrift is charging $5 for them. It might be seasonality. So let's say 40 into them, and they sold for $80. So not a huge profit margin, but a very quick sell. So the reason I decided to lot these up is somebody gets a better value and it's more appealing. So if you're selling them individually, yes, you could probably list them for maybe 15 to 25 depending on colorway and everything, but it's a lot more work. And this way someone sees, okay, so I get 8 pairs of shorts, it works out for $10 a short for them, and we get to move the product faster. So we'll always take a quick flip over something that sits longer. So here's all the clothing packed up. Pretty straightforward. Shoes and shoe boxes, clothes and poly bags. The only tricky thing was the roller blades, and that's just because they're big and bulky, so we have to get a bigger box. But it's the same idea. They're in there with lots of packing paper. Stuff it until there's no wiggle or jiggle, and then close up the box. You're good to go.
So here's everything stacked up. The exception is that Sony boombox. I'm going to repack it to try to make it fit into a smaller box to save on shipping. But this is everything else. So we are wrapping up a little bit later than usual. It's about 11:15. It's time for us to get to bed.
So everything we just packed up amounted to $1,458 in gross sales. So that's actually a very good weekend for us. We're very happy with that.
For sure. There's one sale that we didn't post or pop up. It was a old Schwen bicycle. I picked it up for $30. I thought I was going to take it apart and part it out and sell it that way, but I just didn't want to. It sold for $60, so just a quick money doubler. It actually made me start cleaning up the garage, which is probably my favorite part of this weekend, is getting that started.
Yeah, and that's a good space saver too. It's getting that out the door.
Yeah. So thanks everyone, especially you guys who are here for the premiere. We really truly appreciate you guys being here. Thank you for always showing up. Always nice to see familiar faces. Thank you for engaging, asking questions, and so forth.
Yeah, and we hope there was something new in there for everybody, something you didn't know before that actually people want to buy on eBay.
Yeah, hopefully that helps you guys out in the future, and we'll see you in the next one.
Take care, everybody.
Later.